Hi there, everybody. Happy spring. I just wanted to touch base with you about understanding what percentile means on your child's NWEA or ISIL report or any assessment report for that matter that says the words percentile. So just keep in mind percentile is much different than percentage. So when we think of like a percentage correct. So when you think of if a child was given a test, let's say that had 10 questions and they got 8 correct and 2 incorrect or 2 wrong, they would get 80% correct. So that would be, the percentage of 80% correct. But when you see a percentile, that is simply kind of giving you where your child compares to their grade level peers, and it gives you a broad view of where they might be either nationally, school-wide, or district-wide. So you can see most percentiles that would come home would be nationally, but occasionally there will be some that where they rank against their grade level peers in the whole district, or even where they would rank against their grade level peers just in our school, or simply if their classroom teacher was able to in their classroom. Okay, so just really keep that in mind. Percentile is super different than percentage. So to be more specific, a percentile is a norm referenced test. So there's a huge selection of students, for example, that take the NWEA. And so as educators, we can kind of look at that and see where students are performing compared to students all over the country and get a good idea of who might need some extra support and who might need a little bit more of a challenge. So students who are performing below the 40th percentile might need a little bit extra support. Students who are performing below the 20th percentile would definitely need some extra support in the form of some interventions. Those could be in the classroom, or those could be out of the classroom with people like me, reading specialists, okay? And then students who are performing above the 60th percentile might need a little bit of a challenge. Students who are performing above the 80th percentile really probably would need a little bit of a challenge, either again within the classroom or sometimes outside of the classroom. And then students who are performing above like the 95th percentile, we look at certainly ways that we as a school can challenge them. Okay, to be a little bit more specific about what the different percentile, not percentage, percentile rankings mean. If a student is performing below the 2nd percentile, they are considered low. If a student is performing above the 2nd percentile to the 5th, they're considered low, borderline. Above the 5th percentile would be borderline. Above the 16th percentile would be low, average. Above the 37th percentile, all the way to the 84th percentile would be pretty average. So again, thinking back to who needs a challenge and who is getting their needs well met by the core instruction would be in that range. Okay, so between the 37th and the 84th. Okay. Above the 84th percentile would be high, average. Above the 95th percentile is superior. And above the 99th percentile would be very superior. Okay. So for example, if a student was in the 67th percentile, that means they tested better than 66% of the people in the comparison group. So if we were taking a very even number of, let's say, 100 fifth grade students, and let's say a child was in the 67th percentile, that means that 66 of the 100 students assessed scored less than that student on the test. But that means that, let's see, 33 of the 100 students tested would have scored better than that student. So that's where we get the 67th percentile. And I'm just going to stop there because I do think we've covered a little bit, and I just hope that that kind of opens your mind up to what percentile means. Often when you see, for example, in NWEA, you would see a RIT score and a RIT band, and in ISIL, you would see a raw score come home. That doesn't mean a whole lot to parents, and so that's why we do supply you with the percentile rankings. Certainly, we're not in the mission of comparing students and placing them and who's better than who, but it does kind of help us get a feel for who might need a little bit more support, who needs a little challenge, and whose needs are being met by the core curriculum. So hope that helps, and if you ever have any questions, feel free to contact me, Megan Gidcombe, the reading specialist at Heritage Lakes. Thanks, have a great day.